Hello and welcome to another video with the Trade University. So today I'm actually going to be giving you a new video type, which is a trade breakdown, right? So I'm going to be showing you guys this trade I made up on Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. It was a trade on NVIDIA. I'm just going to be walking you through my thought process at the time, how I came about developing the trade in my eyes, and then executing on it as well, right? So just gonna play it for you guys here, right? So starting off, all right, the first thing you're probably gonna see is that the time is up here, so we're at 9:30 and 30 seconds into the open, right? And so this is what I look at. I look at all of my names that I'm watching, right, in the morning, and I have them all up on one screen, and then I flick through the ones that I'm mainly interested in. So right now, I was watching NVIDIA, right? Right? Okay. Right, and I'm flipping through, right? And this is what I do, right? I have all these different things up on the screen, right? So I'll quickly talk about it, right? So I have basically any names I want on this side here. That's my watch list, right? So I have a 15-minute chart here. I have my order entry window here, another order entry window here. I have the 1-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame here, right? My level 2, I have a level, not a level, sorry. I have the ES up on watch with 10-minute bars, right? And I just watch to see what the direction is going. Because what you want to do is when you're trading is you want to be watching what the market is doing, what direction it is moving in, and trade in that direction, or at least that's how I do it, right? Time and sales, right? And then the option chain here, right? So let's play this video back. Yeah, so the first candle, we see a red candle, price pulls down, right? So I'm coming back down here, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This is my chart window, right? So I have all these different names, right? All these different names, right? So all these different charts, and I just watch, right? Because it gives me a good sense of what's going on as well, and I'm looking here as well to see everything is red or green or whatever, right? And what's moving, right? So right now, the first thing I see is that everything is pulling back. For the first candle, everything pulled back, right? You can see that across Google, right? Amazon, right? Zoom was an outlier here, but the second candle was pulling back at the time. But Shopify was kind of pulling back. Chipotle was an outlier. AMD was red. Roku was an outlier. Tesla was red. Netflix, right? So that's the SPY. Apple was a little bit of an outlier. NVIDIA was red, right? A little bit of an outlier there, but you get the point, right? And then Facebook was red. So to me, most of these names are red. So I'm thinking, okay, I want to see what happens here, because usually what you see in the mornings is the very first candle. You'll see, like I always say, you'll see some either profit taking or things of that nature, or you'll just see an early morning sell-off. Not a sell-off, but you'll see an early morning drop, you could say, right? So this is what I was looking at today, on this day. And so the second candle starts to push up here, right? Which you can see on Apple, right? You can kind of see it on, well, not really on Tesla right now, but you can see it on Netflix here, right? Google, right? Okay, now Tesla's starting to go a little bit. So yeah, so I'm starting to see across the board a bunch of names and Facebook that are starting to push up here, right? So I'm thinking, okay, that might have just been the profit taking session right at the beginning, right? Okay, and now we start to push up again, right? So now, once I see something like this, right, I'm definitely thinking in my head right now, okay, I want to see what, okay, now look over here. As you can see Tesla right here pushing higher, right? Apple pushing higher, Netflix pushing up, to break this high of day, right? The SPY is pushing up, right? And now I'm getting interested because I want to see, right? So let me quickly break this down. So now looking at NVIDIA right here, all right, what I'm looking at right now is that I see this early morning drop, right? We see this wick is formed here at this 371 level, right? And then, right, the 15-minute is showing me a wick at the bottom. It's showing me that price came down into this 371 level and just bounced straight back up. Okay, and the same thing with the 5-minute, right? So it's showing me. And then plus, now look at ES, right? It was red earlier, 2 minutes ago. Now it's green and it has a nice, it's pushing away from where we last saw it, right? So once again, now I'm seeing this price come up here and I'm watching for a break above high a day, right? And I wait for the candles to close to enter, right? So I'm watching this level here for an entry, okay? And so let me just play it for you. And I'm watching what's candles doing. So I see price. Okay, let me actually slow it down a little bit for you. Okay, so as I showed you, I'm seeing all this push up in price. So bullish momentum, and then I'm looking here really quick. It's really quick. It's gonna pass you by really quickly, but watch the time in sales as well as the level 2, right? You'll see that all these the ask side here, they're all getting taken out, right? So price is at 372.41 right now, and watch what happens to these offers right here. You'll see in just a second. They dropped and then they shot right up. See up here, they shot right up to 80 cents, and then 373 and all this stuff. That could be your entry right now. I wait until the candle closes approximately, so there's still about 20 more seconds for me to enter. Okay, and so I'm watching, and I'm seeing price flick up like that. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, this is where I want to be in. So price is getting a little bit, it's starting to push up a little bit here. It got through this 373 level. I'm watching, and I see the time is ticking now. So I'm like, all right, it's almost closed. I'm entered, right? So I'm in, right? I got in with an average price. You can see down here of $3.05. I got in with 5 contracts. Okay, so I trade options. Don't look at my account, please. But this is, yeah, this is my entry right there. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so now moving on. So now I'm watching. I want to see what price does here. We're seeing a small little pull in right into 373.10 or 373 level. Okay, and it's pushing back up, right? And so what I want to do is I just want to, as soon as price starts pushing away from my entry level, I just want to take 2 off, right? So this is my small account challenge. So yeah, I just want to take 2 off my plate, right? Just to reduce my risk a little bit here, since I am going for a high of day break, a high of day scalp. So yeah, I put my order in right here, which is this blue line. Okay, so this blue box, this is how Interactive Brokers, which is the platform that I used to actually execute my trades on, this is how they indicate a trade, right? So yeah, this is my sell order to sell 2 of my contracts, right? And I did actually get filled already. I didn't really show it too well, but I got filled for 2 contracts at 327, right? And I remember I bought in at 305, right? So I'm already at a profit. And now this is what I like to do. I like to just I like to take some risk off the table, right? And that way I feel a lot more comfortable while I'm in the trade. And then emotions don't get in the way and stuff like that. So you book a little bit of profits, then you can hold through a little bit of pain if you need to, right? So that's what happens here. And now we begin to push up, struggling up at this 373.50 level. Okay, pushing down a little bit, right? No need to panic right now for me because it's still above my entry price, right? 350, 373.50s. Okay, now we're seeing a push up. And sometimes that's what you just need, is you just need price to get back below down here, right? Don't get scared and sell your position thinking that it's going to reverse on you. No, sometimes buyers just need to reload their positions, right? So it gets up, we shoot up like this, look how we shot up, right? We shot up all the way up here. Sometimes you're gonna stall out for a bit, and that's what's gonna happen, right? So you're gonna stall out, but that's just when buyers are just reloading their shares, and then that's when price will get back up and push higher, right? So that's kind of what we see here, right? So we start pushing higher, right, up into this 374 level, right? And this is where I want to sell some more. So I put in an order to sell some more up at 374 because that is a new psychological level, right? I didn't get filled, as you can see, right? And if you look down here as well, I did not get filled, right? But I'm just going to be patient with it. I'm waiting. I want to see what happens. I want to see if 373.50s will hold here, right? So it's getting back up to 374 and it's pushing higher, right? So now I got filled, right, for another 2. So now I just have one position left, as you can see here. All I have is one contract left, right? And I remember I got in for an average price of $3.05. The current contract price is $3.50, right? This is my small account, right? So I'm using 5 contracts in this case, right? Imagine if you have even just a, and my account, a small account is 3K, right? Imagine you had 5K to play with, right? And maybe you go in with 10 contracts, or if you had 10K to play with, you could go in with like 15 or 20 contracts, right? You can exponentially, create wealth that way, right? So I'm just going to keep on showing you what's happening here. So yeah, so price has finally gotten above 374 now, and we're creating these wicks. So sellers are coming down, pushing it down a little bit, but buyers are just pushing it right back up, right? And we're making new highs for the day. Okay. So continuing on. Oh, okay. So pushing up now to 374.50. I want to see what happens. Okay, we're skipping right over that level. And that's what I want to take notice of, right? I don't like that because when we're just skipping like that, that means that we're going to probably pull back soon. But up at this 375 level, I was thinking to myself, okay, price pushed up here really quickly. I'm good with my gain. And as you can see, probably happened really quickly. I pressed this close position button right here, and now my position is liquidated. I have 0 shares left, or 0 contracts left, I should say, and I'm fully out of this position, right? So I got in at 305, took some off the table at 327, took some more off the table at 350, and took the last piece at 390 up there, right? So that ultimately resulted in a $216 gain or something like that. I'll just show you afterwards, but yeah, so it doesn't show you here, but that's what it resulted in, right? So a nice gain. Like I said, if you're trading with 10 contracts, right, that could have been like a $400 gain, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, and then so on and so forth, right? It just keeps on going higher, but this is my small account is what I was trying to show you, is that you can actually grow your account like this, right? So anyways, playing on. Now I'm out of this position. That doesn't mean that this was exactly where you should get out or whatever. But for me, when I see these wicks like that up there, and it pushed up in price from 371 to 375 that quickly, I was happy with taking my my profits there. Now, what I actually should have done was waited for probably a red candle to form or something and then sold, or look, see, I could have sold. But in hindsight, you don't want to be just looking back and thinking, oh, I should have done this, I should have done this, I should have held on longer and stuff like that. Like you kind of just have to analyze what you've done, right, and move on from there, right? So that was my trade for the day, right? And yeah, it does actually end up pulling back here, and let me see what happens. Okay, so looking at Apple. Okay, but oh yeah, so I'll also just show you right here. So this is what it ends up looking like. I had 5 buys and 5 sells, so 5 contracts traded in total, right? And for an average price of $3.05, that was my buy, as you can see. And then my average sold price, my average sell price was about $3.50. So basically what you do is you do 3.05 times 3.48. Anyways, you'll get about, I think it's like 210, right? So I'm going to check that in a bit. But yeah, actually, I do think I traded again this day, and it was, yeah, I traded again actually at some point. It was a small loss. Like, let me see if I can show you where it would be. Nope, still no trade yet. Okay, I must have traded here. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, okay. Here's my Apple trade. Okay, now on this one, now I traded Apple to, I think, let me see here. Yeah, I traded Apple puts on this in this case, right? I remember this. So basically what happened here was that I saw a bunch of these wicks forming up here on the 1 minute chart, and usually when you see a bunch of wicks like that form, it's usually because there's going to be some form of downward momentum, or if the wicks are down here, right? Then basically you're going to see some form of push up at that point, right? So for me, I'm looking at this. It's up at this level for me, this blue level. I'm not sure. This might have been the pre-market high or something, but regardless, it's showing me this downward momentum that might form. So I'm like, okay, I already have some profits to play with. Let me just try my hand at this, right? So as you will see in a few seconds, I will enter here, right? So let's see. And again, I wait for my candles to close. And this one I was a little late to get in. So you'll see right here actually, right? So I'm in now, and price started pushing up, and I wanted to lock in my gain. I didn't want to hold to see. This was my stop up here, right? So right, and I'm watching. So it's getting back up to around my entry price up here. Just playing around, not doing too much. Right, and I want to see what price is doing. So it starts to push down. Again, I put in order to sell too soon somewhere here. Yeah, so I think I put my order in already. Yeah, at 320 there. You can see that blue bar. That's where I put my order in. Okay. Oh, and let me just quickly explain in case you don't know what this box is here. All right, so basically this side here, this column with these yellow bars down here, right? This is all the bids for the contract price, right? And these green ones are the asks for the contract price. And so you can tell this is the same thing as what this is, right? Which you can tell right here, but it's the July 2nd 360 put, right? So that's the contract that we're looking at here, and this was the bids at the time, so it was up at 315, and the ask was down here at 320, right? So I had my order here, this blue bar at 320 to sell 2 of my contracts. I had purchased 3 because I sized down, because when you make a green trade, or when I make a good trade in the morning, I just want to lock in my gains, right? And I don't want to how do I say this? I don't want to like lose my profits trying to chase more. So I'll size down so my risk isn't so much. But yes, I did get in for an average of 319, right? It was a bad fill on my part. I knew that. And that's why I wanted to lock in some of the gains. So I actually did sell 2 of them already up at 320, right? Got filled really quickly. Now I have just 1 left. And I'll just quickly play that for you. And show you what happens, right? So price started holding. I saw these wicks. I don't like when these, oops, sorry. I don't like when these wicks start to form up here, right? So for me, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to liquidate soon. And oh, sorry, I actually did already liquidate. I guess it was from these wicks, but yeah, that's that. And then I was looking to see what my fill prices were. So ended up, let me make this a little better. So ended up buying most for 319 and then selling buying all for 319 and then selling the rest for 315, an average of 315, right? So a very small loss. It was like $15, and then made 210 early in the morning. But yeah, that is going to be the trade breakdown for today. I hope this brought some kind of value. If you have any questions about anything I'm saying in these videos, please just leave a comment down below saying that you need some clarification or whatnot. But these type of videos are what you're going to see in my private group, right? This is not really what I'm going to be posting on YouTube, but it's just a taste of what is to come. Okay, so anyways, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to be posting more of these in my group, so it gives you some incentive to join. But yeah, at the end of the day, thank you for watching. I hope this brought you some value, and I'll see you on the next one. With